Timothy Bradley, Paulie,
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, Devin Alexander, and whoever
Yeah.
the fan wants.
Yeah. Listen, I told you give them something visual, so you went ahead and made your own YouTube-based TV show. It's an array of IPAs and fighters on the road. Got a question? Put them in your comment section right below. Barbershop talk while you're sitting in your living room. Pacquiao, Mayweather, and we can't forget the brews. Coming to you live with the scoops like a ladle. Allow me to introduce the boxing round table. Yeah.
Rollo Jenkins, boxologist, Zone 6, Dre, BT Pound, 78 Fight News, Blood Boxing, Blood Fists, Boxing Beats and Rhymes, Female Boxing Fan, Carter J, Pull Counter, Joker Boxing, D Styles, the whole YTBC.
All right. Yeah. It's about that time again. All right, man. So let's go ahead and cook on it, man. It's haven't been a while. I just got a rhythm and I got some time today. Like I told you guys, I'm being more consistent. I don't have a daily schedule necessarily, but I have a schedule that I set time apart to talk about sports, and of course, boxing takes priority because we initially started off as a boxing channel. We are going to get to other sports. Football is coming. We'll have some room for that probably tomorrow before the game and stuff like that. Don't get it twisted. Shout out to all the fantasy managers that are part of the Fantasy Football League. And shout out, man. It's football season. It's sports season. Good show with Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith. Shannon Sharp made his debut on Monday, the 4th, and he was there yesterday. The first show was on Monday, and it was about an hour long. It was shorter than usual because if you know, Coco Golf doing her thing in the tennis world, just to briefly touch on sports, and Skip Bayless and Keyshawn Johnson is doing their thing on Undisputed. I definitely like the Stephen A. Smith combination paired with Shannon Sharp. The only issue that I have with it, and these are quick public service announcements, just so we can always cover our bases, so you guys can kind of be in the loop. I think that the undisputed, and I'm not talking about boxing undisputed, the undisputed TV show with Skip Bayless and Keyshawn Johnson. I think that's a good pairing. I think that's a low key pairing. I think that's a good, solid team. I think they do well together. I didn't expect that. I just think that they do their thing together. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link to the fellas for anybody that want to jump on, as usual. But I'm going to go ahead and cook on some ideas and some things that I noticed and some things that I want to bring to light. Just my perspective. So, of course, shout out to Shannon Sharp. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith for hitting a hit. And shout out to Keyshawn Johnson and Skip Bayless, man. I think they are a hit over there as well. The only problem is with the first take, I just have an issue with Molly. I don't like her as the mediator. I think what would have been smarter is to have Max Kellerman in that role there, as opposed to being the one who is debating Stephen A. I think Max Kellerman would do very well as the tempo moderator. We all know Max. We got love for Max because he comes from the boxing community, and we usually support our boxing community. He's a world-renowned commentator. He put in that work. He put in his grind. Most people don't have too much bad stuff to say about Max Kellerman over here in the boxing community. So he's a stand-up dude from what I see, and I think he would be better suited in his spot. I just do not like Molly at all. I just don't like her voice. I don't like how she interjects. I don't like her. Stephen A. Smith, but wait. I hate it. I hate it. If they get rid of her, man, that'll probably be one of the greatest shows on earth in his lifetime. I would also like to see my girl Kimberly Walker take that spot. I like Kimberly Walker better, but I do know they need some diversity there. You know, Shannon, Stephen A, and Kimberly. I think that's a great big three. And it is just allow us to show you what we could do when it's us. You know, I think that's a good opportunity. But I do not like Molly. Not nothing personal. I just don't like her voice. I don't like her. If it's my entertainment and I'm paying for the cable, I'm paying for a product, she's someone that I'm not interested in far as listening to, far as her delivery and tone in her pitch. Pitch, tone matters to me depending on how you deliver a message. Hey, sometimes what you say is also how you say it, right? You know, so you guys get it. All right, now let's get down to this real shit. All right. Now, I'm noticing a lot of, I don't know what to call it, but let me see if I can describe it to you. Okay. What I have noticed about Terence Crawford, we got a lot to unpack. There's a lot of issues here. Terence Crawford has beat the absolute dog shit out of Earl Spence. Just picking up where we left off. Last time we seen Terence Crawford, he was catching a murder case. Okay? He was beating the snot out of Earl Spence. He was beating the blood out of Earl Spence. He was beating him like he had the ancestors of Wakanda behind him. He was beating him like he stole something. He was beating him like he had a purpose, beating him like a drum. I mean, any kind of beating analogy that you could place out there or put out there, that's what Crawford did to Earl Spence Jr. Make no doubt about it. Obviously, we know that when niggas get their shit split and cracked, why the fuck over after talking a whole bunch of big talk shit, they always find the excuse. So we're not over here. I'm not concerned about your excuses. I don't care. I know how it is when you're wrong as a nigga and you're grown. You can't go to your daddy. You can't go to your mama. You got to eat the shit that you spoke on. You got to stand on that shit. So what better way to relieve you being fully accountable as a man, which I don't know what's the problem with that, but for some reason these niggas today got a problem with accountability because you raised by these fucking mamas that don't hold you accountable for shit. You get in there, you don't take no shower for 3-4 days, you play the PlayStation all day because she in the streets and you don't give a fuck, and you eat, instead of eating fruits, you're eating hot Takis and hot fries and ordering shit off the internet, Uber Eats, and all that kind of bullshit. So a lot of you niggas grew up in that kind of environment, where your mama told you everything was gonna be all right, and it's okay as a man to make a whole bunch of excuses at every turn. Oop, you got a bad grade? Hey, it's the teacher fault. You can't get a job? It's the cracker fault. You got beat up at school? They picking on you. Yeah, y'all them kind of niggas. Okay, but I'm finna talk from a different perspective of a nigga that had to get up and make up his fucking bed, brush his fucking teeth before he started talking to people, wash his hands after he pissed, wash his hands before he come sit down at somebody's dinner table. Yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. That's the kind of shit I'm finna talk about, and I'm finna talk to these niggas, and I'm gonna shit on you niggas who was raised by your mama eating Takis and hot Cheetos all day, and you didn't have to do that. It was always somebody else's fault. So let's go ahead and make that clear on the audience and who the fuck I'm talking about and who I'm talking to. All right. Now, what am I saying? How does that make sense? Sound like a bunch of shit talking. Well, you know how we do over here. So first of all, Crawford beat the dog shit out of Earl Spence. Now, before the fight, we had all agreed as gentlemen, we had all agreed as men that there would not be any excuses. Now, I could have sworn that's what we had. Am I mistaken? I could have sworn that we both said, if you was with Crawford, ain't no excuses. Okay? If you was with Spence, Ain't no excuses. We even said we're not even gonna talk about the car wreck. Now that the fight has happened, all the shit that Terence Crawford fans or the people who's riding with Crawford on this particular fight stated about excuse making became absolute reality for some of you niggas that upload. Okay? I don't know if you messing about, fooling about, or just joshing, but your niggas are full of shit. Okay? You guys said that Earl Spence was too big, too strong. He relentless. He gonna break this person's will. He gonna do this to Crawford. Crawford ain't fought nobody. This, that, and the third. And you guys had debates. You guys have had months and years to really dissect and break this shit down. You guys knew all of the fucking facts. You guys are competent. You guys understand what's going on. A lot of you guys have put out a whole bunch of content burying yourself in your position. Okay? You guys got so much content that you've actually literally stood in some concrete before it was dry and pulled it up all the way to your thighs. And then it has dried. That's what has happened. So you got to stand on that shit. You got to stick with that foundation that you built in regards of the Terence Crawford Earl Spence prediction and or your breakdown. It's a prediction that you get wrong or you got wrong. It is what it is. It's okay. Okay? It's all right. We don't get 100% of all our sports prediction right. But what we ain't finna do is we not finna let this you making up excuses for all you Earl Spence truthers that are making excuses. We're not finna let you control the narrative in a clever type way. So this is what we're gonna watch out for. Okay, all you niggas who's on the fence that forewarned everybody that this is gonna be a 50-50 fight and you just cool and you was unsure and you just watching everything from this side and that side and you like both of the guys and you don't got no problems and you ain't got no issues and it's gonna be a close fight and you didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen. Don't know what the fuck happening now and get your ass the fuck up out the way. All you Neutron niggas, I'm gonna say it every time, get the fuck out the way. No one cares about what the fuck you was saying. You didn't know it. You picked the field, which is easy. I don't know who gonna win. Maybe he wins. Maybe he wins. Okay, you're a safe nigga. Move out the way. You looking at it from all angles. Get your ass up out of here, Lord Various. Get your ass on. So we not worried about y'all. We know we not listening y'all niggas because you didn't have a pick. And that's how it's supposed to go. If I'm confused about a pick and I want to sit one out, I'm not going to participate in neither one of them. I'm just going to give you what I saw. You understand what I'm saying? It's real simple. If I didn't, like with Chris Eubank Jr. and Smith, I didn't have a horse in the race. I just wanted to observe it. I can't tell you I told you so or I told you not. I can't say nothing. I watched the fight. It was a cool fight. It was what it was. I'm sitting back. I'm chilling. However, that's how that works when you play Neutron. Fall the fuck back. Don't try to lend indirect support to your buddies because they picked somebody. Don't try to sneak this and shit because you play it on the fence. I don't like no nigga who play on the fence, man. Because a nigga do that or a chick that do that shit, you never know who they want to win. They're the type of motherfuckers that slide up under you and be your co-defendant. So don't. That's a nigga who will point you out on the stands and say, man, I don't give a fuck what y'all niggas said. Even though me and him was thugging, I got a daughter to worry about. I got a family to worry about. But you didn't say that when we was going to rob this bank, when we was going to hit this lick. You didn't say nothing about if they catch us and this comes up. You didn't say none of that. You was thugging it. You was hard-nosed on your opinion in your position. So ain't no copping no please. Now you bitch ass niggas, you gonna hold this fucking L whether you like it or not. I don't give a damn how you feel about it. We gonna keep jugging in your shit until it's over, until a nigga is satisfied. That's how it go when you lose a prediction. It is what it is. Especially when you talk big shit, hard shit, tough guy shit, bravado shit about your prediction, my nigga. That's what happens. So you neutron niggas, stop trying to support and slick aid your partners because they got the shit wrong. Okay? Now, for you partners, they got the shit wrong. Okay? You don't know shit about boxing. It happens. You get predictions wrong. We not finna get out here, and here we go now. Crawford. Steroids. It's proven by Snack. These niggas, the shit, you can't make this shit up. Terence Crawford did look a little abnormally stronger than usual. I'm wink, but I ain't gonna say that. I ain't really saying that. I'm just dry snitching, kind of, but I'm trying to say it in a cool ass way. Oh, I don't know, man. Crawford did look kind of different. Okay, so a nigga know that implies some foul play. I don't know. Earl Spence didn't look like himself. He didn't look that good. He didn't look, oh man. See, you sound like that mama with her son, he get his ass whooped because he up there talking shit, and then you talking about people picking on your baby. Nobody's picking on Earl Spence. Earl Spence is a grown-ass man that know how to fight, that's been a world champion, 3 belts. He said out of his own mouth, y'all know who I want, Terence Crawford. I'm going to go over there and take his shit. He ain't going to stop me. When I stop his ass, on God, he ain't going to... He said all this cool, fly-talking Texas nigga shit. He said that. You know, that's what he said. He said Terence Crawford need to do this, Terence Crawford need to do that. He was the big nigga making all the big demands. But I told you guys before, see, it sound good when you bullying a nigga and you calling for a nigga name and he in the house and he don't kind of come outside, or we know he go stay with his grandma through the summers, and you play that game. Man, that nigga don't want to do nothing, cause, man, you know that nigga can't come outside. You know that nigga can't come outside. That's what Earl Spence did. He called out all the niggas that he felt couldn't come outside, and actually all of them answered. Okay? He's pretty much fought all the guys on the PBC side, because we all know that Al Haymon is strategic in nature, so that there's going to be strategies implemented with how Earl Spence Jr. career was laid out. And I'm telling you, like I said from the start, his career has been hand-picked and laid out for him. Al Haymon does a great job with that. Sometimes when you do that, rightfully so, I'm locking in with the fact that Al Haymon is a black guy. He's getting these guys paid. That's not even an issue. I fuck with it. I rock with it. I paid for the pay-per-view to support both fighters. But what I'm saying is, sometimes when you play daddy too hard, you can fucking give your son or your people or whoever you're responsible for, you can make them forego some competition and some reps that is well deserved and needed. So Earl Spence put himself in a position where he had a bad lifestyle versus a nigga who have the most impeccable boxing lifestyle next to Floyd Mayweather. And if we say Floyd Mayweather is brilliant because he lives the fighter lifestyle, and Crawford lives the fighter lifestyle, but Earl Spence don't, that's already one for Crawford. Unless you niggas been lying, which that's what you niggas do. You lie based on your boxer and all that. I know you niggas lie, I get it. So Mayweather was the truth because he lived the boxer's lifestyle, and nobody can't beat him because of that. But when it comes to Terence Crawford, somehow the nigga who lived the boxer lifestyle, he gonna get beat up by a nigga who drank, eat steak. Every time you see him, he juicy, he fat, he got car wrecks, he's licking in people's ears, he's just dancing, playing, living his best life. That's in opposition to boxing against a real nigga that can fight. Sure, are you good enough to get past Mikey Garcia living that lifestyle? Absolutely so. Are you good enough to get past Ugas living that kind of lifestyle? Absolutely so. But none of those guys are considered the pound for pound 1, 2, or 3 boxers in the world. That goes to Terence Crawford now anyway, and Canelo by and large for the most part, and even Tyson Fury is up there in the Usyk. Okay, you can't come into the game talking about a fighter who's demonstrated a path that is in opposition demonstrated a path that is in opposition to the path of success in boxing. Some things just don't go together, right? If you drive real slow through traffic and on the streets, you minimize and mitigate the chances of you having something happen. A ticket, speeding, swerving, tire blowout, crash. Yes, all that still can happen if you're driving with precaution, but you expedite that when you're reckless. And Earl Spence drove his career down the path of lack of discipline lane, lack of discipline avenue, the city of lack of discipline, the state of, that's where he resides at. Over there where ain't shit going on but a whole bunch of bullshit and lack of discipline. Earl Spence drove himself down lack of discipline lane. You cannot put that on top of a nigga who's with his family, who's staying in shape, who's always going to be ready so he ain't got to get ready. Earl Spence has always had to get ready for a fight. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He world class, so he know how to do it. But Crawford stay ready. It's a difference. It is a difference, man. And you saw it in the ring. That's just one level of opposition within the two fighters. That's how it go. You can't tell me that one fighter who has a lack of discipline, who's in and out, up and down, 6 ways to Sundays, confused, coming in on a freestyle tip, is going to beat the guy who's dedicated, who mean business, who ain't holding no punches, and who ain't playing with you. That's Terence Crawford. Then when we look at the net results from their lifestyles, Terence Crawford performance is a direct reflection of the lifestyle and how serious he takes boxing, which resulted in multiple stoppages in a row over a course of a length of time in the measurement of fucking years. He's been stopping people for years at this point in time. You plugging your stank lame ass opinion in there to cap to say he ain't fought nobody. Nigga, he ain't fought you. You're a non-boxing ass nigga. He's fought professional boxers through the proper channels. Earl Spence has fought the proper boxers through a guided career track from Al Heyman. So we can't sit here and tell me that Al Heyman is good for the brothers. He's black. He's getting them their biggest payday, and he's doing right by their career, and take out that he's navigating them properly portion of it. If you are navigating somebody's career properly, that means, and that's an understanding, that you are mitigating risk, whether the fighter feels it or the fan base feels it or not. Al Heyman is mitigating and has mitigated risk because he's in charge of the entire stable. Okay. Earl Spence, it was not helping Al Heyman with the mitigation of risk and being taken care of because he was doing the things that he shouldn't be doing. Now, on the flip side of that, let's go to Bob Arum. Bob Arum has already been known to make his fighter go in there and fight. We already have the stigma. Let's keep with the stigmas now. Let's go with what everybody's saying. Let's rock with it. Let's put it on the table. Everybody feels that Bob Arum is racist toward black fighters, or at least at minimum, he prefers non-black fighters as opposed to black fighters. That's the sentiment. Whether it's true or not, it is what it is. Just like if you believe Al Heyman is good for boxing or not, that's on you. Again, but for me, Al Heyman does a great job with the PBC guys. I like because he's black. I like him because he get him money. But with that being said, I appreciate that, but I have to acknowledge that some navigation is taking place. That means you're going to miss some key steps through the maneuvering. Okay? Now, however, on the flip side of this, Bob Arum is going to throw your ass to the goddamn wolves. You are going to fight because it is implied that Bob Arum don't really care for his African American fighters as much as others. So therefore, Bob Arum is willing to throw your ass into the fire, which nets this, meaning that fighting with Bob Arum, although he don't give a fuck about you, he don't want to pay you, because that's what it's about. He don't want to pay you. You ain't missing not one fucking lesson over there with Top Rank, because Bob Arum gonna make sure your ass motherfucking fight. That is one thing we know Bob Arum gonna do. He ain't navigating shit. He trying, especially if non-black. I'm talking non-black. This is with Crawford. He ain't holding shit back for Crawford. He threw Crawford in there to the wolves, and Crawford learned every lesson that he needed to learn over there in Top Rank. Okay. An example. Let's go to Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, when he was motherfucking Pretty Boy Floyd, he was whooping the shit out of niggas. The boy KO ratio was through the roof. The boy had names. The boy was pit-patting niggas to death. And I'm talking about like loud 30 punches. Like he was whooping ass. Pretty Boy Floyd with Bob Arum, although wasn't treated right, he didn't miss not one fucking lesson over there. And he whooped the piss out of everybody on that side when he was under Bob Arum. He destroyed them, which gave him the abilities that he needed when he came across Al Heyman. That's why Al Heyman and Floyd worked. Everybody want to get paid like Floyd, but no one wants to put in the attitude that comes from fighting under Bob Arum. See, Top Rank don't make your ass fight. Bob Arum, if you black and you go to Bob Arum, oh, you finna fight. If you black and you go to PBC, oh, you gonna have some layoffs. Yeah, let's stop the bullshit. If we go over here with Al Heyman, yes, I'm gonna get paid $1 million, and I'm only gonna have to fight every 18 months. I'm gonna miss some shit. Bob Arum finna throw me in there 3 times a year, and I might get $200K one time, and I might get $700K the next time, and I might be undisputed over here with Bob Arum and Unified. Over here with PBC, I might be sitting on the belt for 2-3 years and I ain't even had to defend it, but I'm getting $1 million paydays and kickbacks. That's just how it go. Tomato, pick your poison. It doesn't matter to me. I ain't judging. I'm just telling you what we know, and we know this because what was Cotto when he was with Top Rank? A motherfucking dog. And part of why he's a Hall of Famer is because of a lot of that foundation that he set over there whooping ass with Bob Arum. Absolutely. Marquez, Bob Arum, Pacquiao, Bob Arum, Mayweather, Bob Arum, De La Hoya, Bob Arum, Terence Crawford, Bob Arum. And we're not even finna go back into the 70s and shit. We're not doing all that. You guys know who the fuck those guys is. You know who Pacquiao, Cotto, Mayweather, and obviously Terence Crawford is. It's something in De La Hoya, fishnets and all. You guys, it's something about Bob Arum practices that is not necessarily lucrative in cash, but it is lucrative in experience, and it is a personal investment in your accomplished future in boxing and your future paydays. Because De La Hoya went on and got massive paydays. Mayweather, massive paydays, broke massive records. Cotto was a cash cow, big paydays. Marquez, big paydays. Now Crawford has taken those lessons and now he's getting big paydays. But he can keep netting those big paydays on the back end because he can fucking fight. That's the thing. He can fucking fight. He ain't missed a step because he went through the fucking bullshit gauntlet over there with bullshit Bob Arum, quote unquote, as some would say. But he didn't miss a fucking lesson. He did all his homework, passed all his quizzes, wasn't shit graded on the curve. He had to get in there with Postal. I don't want to hear this shit about he ain't fought nobody. Diaz, okay? He had to go in there and fight a lot of motherfucking people, man. That you Gamboa, Barnes, and he did it abroad as well too. Not to say that Earl Spence ain't did that. I ain't say Earl Spence come to accomplish the same thing as Crawford. I'm not talking about what ifs and what ain't. I'm talking about what motherfucking it happened. What ifs and what ain't, I don't give a fuck. But what is that Spence was well taken care of and pampered by PBC and Barbaro. I mean PBC and Al Heyman. He deserves it. And this is what happened when you meet a nigga who's carved in fucking antimonium. Okay, it's just the way it is. That's what happened when Floyd came from Barbaro and people was fighting him. He beat the shit out of him. It wasn't even close. Remember, he came from Barbaro, and once he stepped out of Barbaro, he was whooping the piss out of niggas, getting big money doing it. Let's start with the jokes now. Hell, even Pacquiao was able to whoop on Keith Thurman's ass, whoop on Broner ass. He was supposed to fight Earl Spence, and we didn't get to see how that was going to go, but we know how it is. So it's not like when you whip Barbaro, you get a certain quality of boxing life. When you're with Al Heyman, you get a certain quality of boxing life. And sometimes when those two meet, Bob Arum's path seems more aligned with whooping ass and the glory that comes along with boxing, far as knockouts, knockout streaks, 5-time weight world champion, undefeated multiple weight world champion, 50-0, probably one of the greatest Mexican American boxers there is. Probably one of the greatest Filipino boxers. There's an 8-time world. Like, shit happens over there with Barbaro that's really historic, relatable to hands. It really does. It just really does. It just happened to be like PBC. Al Heyman's got a few jewels in that, and he hasn't been around as long as Bob Arum, so I give him that. But he needs to figure this shit out real quick, because that policy over there it's good for financial gain, but it ain't looking good for us, the outcome of these hands. And it's bad. Terence Crawford gave Earl Spence the biggest, greatest ass whooping in historical context. Earl Spence got obliterated on the biggest scale, or one of the biggest scales that you can be on. Remember, they keep track of undisputed champions. Take Crawford's name off of it. Say 70 years from now, they're going to say, man, let's go through all the undisputed champions at 147. You're going to get Napoleon. You're going to get Ray Robinson. You're going to get your Sugar Ray Leonards, right? You're going to get your guys. Then they're going to jump to Crawford. What people tend to do with history is they're going to look at that again. They're going to look at the highlighted portions of history, right? You might not look at all of Jose Napoleon's fights, but you're going to look at some. You may not look at all of Pacquiao fights, but you're going to look at some. You're not going to look at all the Mayweather fights, but you're going to look at some, okay? And it's a story within that. You're not going to look at all the Terence Crawford fights or Earl Spence fights, but you're going to look at some. And one of them of the some that you're going to look at is you're going to look at the time that Terence Crawford became undisputed at 140 when he destroyed Ndongo, and when he destroyed Earl Spence Jr. at 147 in brutal fashion. You're going to look at those two fights. I told you guys that this will be his Gotti moment. This will be his Gotti moment. This is going to be like him fighting Gotti. You guys said, no, Zone, you're tripping. I told you, you just hate Earl Spence. Yes, I do hate Earl Spence because he ain't shit. But that doesn't mean I can't recognize what's going to happen when I see another nigga that's real and prepared, that ain't fucking around. He got his wife at the house. He got his kids and shit. His kids are athletic. Every time I see the man on ATVs, the man is parachuting. The man is living his adventurous best life. Every time I see Terence Crawford, he's popping willies. He's doing adventurous, athletic, outgoing, energetic type of things. So even if he's probably not in shape, I guess, boxing shape, he's still active. Earl Spence, every time I saw him, he was drunk and bloated. Looking like a Texas piñata full of fucking candy. And we saw all the candy, all the red candy leaking out his shit when fucking Terence Crawford bust that piñata, that big Texas piñata, wide the fuck open for all the treats to spill out in front of us. Bow, round 2, down, candy everywhere, y'all. Round 7, bow, candy everywhere, y'all, for the whole audience. This nigga leaking everywhere. Treats, Snickers, candy corn, if you like that, jelly beans, all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Just leaking suckers, blow pops, dum-dums. Nigga, Earl Spence was a fucking piñata to Terence Crawford, and he busted that nigga ass and treated him as such. Ain't no caveat. Ain't no excuse. He never was gonna beat no Terence Crawford. Back to what I said. Spence is good against niggas that are designed to be beat the fuck up on the front foot. He beat up niggas that will be there to be hit trying to play tough. Lamont Peterson. Man, we know Lamont Peterson try to play tough every fucking fight. We know that guy ain't built like that. That man ain't got no kind of boxing skill set or more. That man ain't got no lateral movement. He can't fight from the outside, the mid-range, the inside. Lamont Peterson ain't worth 2 fucks. You and I both know that. Now, is it a good fight? I had no problem with the Lamont Peterson fight, but how does that shit prepare you for Terence Crawford? It doesn't. How the fuck does Mikey Garcia prepare you for Terence fucking Crawford? How? It just doesn't. It doesn't prepare you for the shit at all. On top of what I said, let's keep building. Remember, I'm already establishing and have established that Al Hammond take care of his fighters. He's supposed to. He should. Every time I see Spence, he's bloated and drunk, having a good time in the club. Meanwhile, Terence Crawford out here skydiving, popping willies, wrestling with people in the living room and shit, like a real nigga, a real regular nigga would. That's tough than a motherfucker. You know how this shit go. Just being honest. This nigga at the gym, when he see somebody, he playing ping pong, he playing basketball with these niggas. Crawford is an active guy. He just one of them niggas. They're strong, and this how it's gonna be. Ain't nothing you can do about that. Spence is a Texas boy, pretty boy, cool nigga, solid. You know, got some hands, just like Texas do. He got some hands, but it just Nebraska just was a little bit stronger on that fucking night. This ain't the nigga to play with, and it ain't never been a position or time that I thought Earl Spence at 147 can fuck with him. Now, when Crawford was at 135, I dare not thought that, right? Man, come on, Spence should have beat this nigga. This nigga at 135, come on. When he got to 140 and when he folded in doggone half, I started to say, you know what? Crawford is changing a little bit rapidly. Then when he got to 147 and he drove Jeff Horn, I said, oh yeah, they don't wait it too long now. And it's only going to get worse after that. Like, once he beat Jeff Horn, I thought there was opportunity to still kind of get your victory off on Crawford. But once they let him get past that and fill into the weight after Jeff Horn, I didn't see anybody being able to beat him at that point. Not at 147. That's just me. Not at 147. Not none of these niggas y'all finna name. Not Danny Garcia, not Sean Porter, none of that. Now, obviously, I had to see the Sean Porter fight. Once I saw the Sean Porter fight and saw how he handled somebody who's trying to get into his chest, who's trying to be front foot friendly, I needed to see what angles and kinks and links that Crawford would do outside of it being just theory and him being prepared. Because Sean Porter is a guy that stays in shape too. Sean Porter is a guy that stay ready so he ain't got to get ready. Sean Porter is a hard worker. Sean Porter had the resume and the experience, although not all the netted results, to push Crawford to a new level to me. And that was going to be the determining factor. And when he handled Crawford on that front foot and stopped him, which could have been knockout of the year, but his daddy saved him. I know what his dad was trying to do. He's trying to make him retire so he could be accountable for it, because he didn't want his son to get knocked out brutally and be on the front of Ring magazine or in history as the nigga who got knocked out by Terence Crawford knockout of the year, because Sean Porter is a guy who ain't been knocked out, and if you knock him out, you get knocked out of the year, right? Same thing they did for Spence. So when he got to Spence, after I seen the Terence Crawford versus Sean Porter fight, I knew that it's just nothing Earl Spence could do at that point. Then when you put them two together, you don't say, and I'm saying this to, at the same time, speak on what I'm thinking gonna happen at 154. So I'm not just giving you a story. This is my permanent, consistent prediction also at 154. And we're going to slide to this fear, hate, spook, and genuine concern about this Canelo shit, because I want to speak on that. So here we go. So he going to 154 to rematch. Going into this fight, I'm going to say it again. I'm not going to pick against a nigga who came out of the Barbarian stable, who's been whooping ass for years, who's been stopping people for years, who don't know how to lose still. Now it's another caveat to the other nigga. Y'all talking about him going up in weight and shit and all that, but now he know how to lose. What about that? I undefeated, I can see, because Earl Spence ain't technically lost before he lost, right? I can see that being some weight. Like, man, you know what, man, Earl Spence don't know how to lose. I can fuck with that one. But somebody had to go, and I told you niggas this. Every time I did it when I did the Jack Johnson thing, and I told you guys after researching black murderers' role and seeing what these black dudes do to each other in historical fashion, I kind of started looking at, I was going to do one on that, but I ain't had no time, about all the times like black fighters at the high level, they style and profile on each other, bro. When two black fighters at the height of where Spence and Crawford was at, undefeated, welterweight, both going into the weight, a nigga stopping a bunch of niggas, a nigga breaking a lot of niggas, they both undefeated, they finna come together, the tensions and the attitude is high because they ain't ate nothing in the white training camp. Yeah, man, somebody get hurt. So all you niggas that was on the fence talking about 50-50, do your research. Ain't no fucking 50-50. Was Holyfield and Tyson 50-50? Fuck no. Fuck no, it went 50-50. At all. Alright? So every time two black dudes get up there, somebody getting hurt. Somebody getting hurt. Every time it's somebody getting hurt. If it ain't one person, then both of them go. It's gonna be a war. Like Bo and Holyfield. That shit took 3 fights. They gonna war with each other at that high level, or somebody's going to get broken. And like Earl Spence said, I'm gonna break him. Yeah, you got broke. You got broke, shouty. Wrong nigga. You should have tried that shit against Thurman and Boots, but not Crawford. Crawford broke your ass proper. Ain't no excuses. Ain't no excuse. They asked you to take the Keith Thurman fight at 150 something before to get a gauge on that shit. You said no. You don't like Keith Thurman. Fuck Keith Thurman. You'll vacate the belts. All this kind of shit to avoid fighting Keith Thurman, which would have been a fight that you could have easily won. Possibly. People would have been on your side. Everybody would have had you as the favorite. You would have been the A side. You probably would have went in there, bust Keith Thurman to the body with one of them body shots and got that nigga the fuck up out of there. And you would have been looking like new money, good money, and been more prepared to fight Terence Crawford. But no, you turned it down. You said you wanted Terence Crawford, and that's what you got, Terence Crawford. So going to 154, why would I pick who's most disciplined? Crawford. Who's got the better skill set? Crawford. Who got the best power? Crawford. Who got the best one-punch power? Crawford. Who got the best combination punching power? Crawford. Who got the better counter punching power? Crawford. Who got the better hand speed and combinations? Crawford. Who got single one punch hand speed? Crawford. Who got better speed and counter punching? Crawford. Who got faster footwork? Crawford. Who got better lateral movement? Crawford. Who got a better back foot game? Crawford. Who got a better mid-range game? Crawford. Now, who has the better inside game? Clearly fucking Crawford now. The one aspect that I thought Spence had, maybe, was in the inside. It ain't even close. Who has a higher IQ? Crawford. Who's more experienced? Crawford. Who's more dedicated to the sport? Crawford. Who's more damaged? Not Crawford. That's what I'm saying. So they both move up to weight, right? They move up to 154. And we're concerned about Crawford. Why? He just beat the Spence ain't finna change at 154 like y'all think. 154 is one of those transitional weight divisions that allows you to go up to fucking 160 when you too pussy to do it. See, back in the day, Sugar Ray Robinson and all these guys that we always running our mouth about, they went from 147 to 160. It wasn't no transition shit. So this is really about them transitioning up, and it's more so about Crawford's transition up than Earl Spence, because this is where Earl Spence gets stopped off at. Earl Spence is finna go in here, experience the same experience that he experienced the first fight. The only difference is the gloves are 10 ounces as opposed to 8 ounces. And I don't see how that helps Spence, though. If it's not going to help, if we're concerned about gloves and we think it may make you something, it's going to make that something for both. If you say the gloves are a little heavier, it might make them a little slower. Crawford going to be a little slower. Okay, so it's definitely going to be Spence. If it's who somebody's power is going to get sapped by 2 points. Okay, if whatever Crawford is at, he's still above Spence. Wherever Crawford's at, with his power, he's still going to be better than Spence. Because Spence just, whatever reductions happens at 154 is going to happen for Spence too. You guys keep trying to say, well, he's going to come in with the ability to eat. He don't need nothing to eat. He ain't good at that shit. He don't take care of his body well enough to be the nigga that's going up there with enthusiasm to eat ice cream and shit because now he can eat and that shit don't work for him. He need a whole different shit to go on. Crawford, that's gonna be worse for Crawford. It's gonna be worse for. It's gonna be good for Crawford, worse for Spence. Crawford is gonna come in. He's gonna be the one who could add more protein to his diet. He's gonna be the one who's gonna continue to work on his speed. He's gonna be the one to make sure that he can punch your bricks out and your fucking lights out through 10-ounce gloves. You think Crawford don't know this shit? And what slight adjustments he have to make? You guys think that Crawford is not aware that he's going up to 154 when he's already been talking shit to Jamel Charlo for the last few years? You think that he ain't recognized that one day he gonna be at 154 and that he's gonna be in 10-ounce gloves and that speed and power may differ at that weight class? He just said himself, naturally, he kind of had a hard time making weight. And Crawford is not an undisciplined nigga. So his body is telling him to go to 154. Because I don't think Crawford would do that if his body wasn't saying it. He says, yeah, I had a hard time making a weight too. So if Spence had a hard time making a fucking weight and he was drained, what the fuck was Crawford? Drained? So now we're going to put them both back home and put them at 154, and you suspect me and expect me to believe that somehow, because this nigga Earl Spence can have a few extra bowls of ice cream, because that's what the fuck he gonna do, a couple of more shots of liquor, he could do less in the camp because that's what kind of nigga he is. He could do less in the camp because he could keep on some weight that he didn't have before. Man, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen is Spence is getting older. When you're a fat guy, women kind of do this a lot. Some guys, when you fluctuate in weight, and you one of those guys or persons or people that you can blow on up and be husky, thick or whatever, and then people like, hey man, you kind of gaining some weight or whatever, you female or whatever, and you say, shit, okay, cool, and you go to the gym for 2-3 weeks and rip up, shred up because you know what to do as an athlete, and you just have that ability to snap back and snap back and snap back. When you get to your 30s, and that's what Earl Spence got. Earl Spence is a guy that can balloon up in weight and snap and rip back up for the projected fight that he has, and he's been getting away with that for the longest. So he know he could dial in. He can say, I got to fight. Hey, let me get active. Rightfully so. Let me get 8 weeks out. Let me get my shit together and let me whoop some ass. That's what he's supposed to do. But here's the problem. As you get older, that snap back to being that dog is going to start to escape you. You won't snap back and be in shape, but you're not going to snap back and be having that explosive power through your joints. And you can feel it. You know what I'm talking about. If you're an athlete, you know what I'm talking about. Like, going to the gym and you hit the iron, you get that 315, 225, you're like, okay, I still got it. I've been out of shape, but I still got it. You can feel the explosiveness in your joints and in your shit. But what's going to fuck around and happen is, or if it's a run, it ain't got to be weights, it could be a run. It could be just you playing a basketball game at the run and shoot, or baseball, or flag football, whatever you do as an adult, or walk. It could be all that shit. It could be walking up the steps at your house that you had for 10 years and you notice you're huffing and puffing once you get to the last one. So it could be any of that. It could be any of that, right? In your day-to-day life. Yeah, you grab the groceries and you're like, God damn, that shit felt kind of heavy. It could be anything. That snap back to being that dog at the last minute starts to become a problem. Earl Spence is getting too old with the mileage that he got and the damage that he's taking. He can't afford to keep trying to snap back, man. Earl Spence, you not a bitch. You not having children, bro. You're not a woman. Why are you fucking snap backing? Why are you getting some big ass titties and a big ass stomach? I ain't trying to clown him, but what I'm saying is Earl Spence's body is weird in a way. Pause. Ain't nobody checking for the nigga body. We talking about the in-shapeness of an athlete. I know some of you niggas are moist and your ass get wet and shit when niggas start talking like this. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about athlete and working out, man. I'm not talking about all that weird shit that you niggas like. I'm saying that when Earl Spence, in his route to snapping back, that route has become a lot harder to me from what I see. He just recently got out of a fight with Terence Crawford, and we seen photos of him enjoying his best life. Man, rightfully so. Do your thing. Ain't nobody tripping about that. Enjoy your life, Earl Spence, man. Nobody's hating. Spend your millions, bro. You get paid. You got paid more than what I got paid in my life, so you good. Yeah, shit. Fuck what I'm talking about. But since we talking about what I'm talking about, nigga, you not a bitch. You not a pregnant woman. You ain't had 4-5 kids push out your fucking vagina, nigga. You a man. You understand what I'm saying? You're a grown-ass man with a family. So every time we see you, you're on vacation now, and I know this is the craziest shit I've seen. Why is he so fluffy again? See, that's that rental in shape shit. That's that I got in shape for the 20-year class reunion or the 10-year class reunion, or I just got in shape for the fucking club because I ain't been outside in 6 months, so I'm just going to hit some weights. That's that I got in shape because I'm going to, I don't know, out of town with the missus or on the guys trip. That's that girls trip type shit, nigga. Like, nigga, you going to a fighting match with Terence Crawford, the pound for pound best guy in boxing, and you treating this shit like a fucking girls trip, my nigga. You weren't working out, nigga. You was snapping back. How the fuck you gonna snap back against this nigga over this Clubber Lane ass nigga right here? Man, that nigga look at this, man. Do you see that shit, man? He's splitting your shit open. And you treating this shit like a girl's trip. Nigga, like you just had 3 kids. Like, come on, Earl, you tripping. And then now you're on vacation, rightfully so, with your chest all puffy, your gut hanging out. Like, what the fuck? And Crawford still going around talking. He talking about whooping Canelo ass now. So at 154, whatever, okay. Let me put it to you like this. Hold on. Let me put it to you like this. Whatever hurdles that Crawford will have to overcome at 154 in the fucking rematch, multiply that shit times 10 for Earl Spence. If there's a reduction in speed, multiply that times 10 for Spence. If there's a reduction in power, multiply that times 10 for Spence. Come on, man. What y'all think he gonna get stronger and Crawford not? Man, you telling me that you guys think that at 147, both of them niggas had trouble making weight. Crawford pushed this nigga around like a rag doll, bust him to his body, pushed him off like a little bitch. I mean, he just was just better in every regard. You telling me somehow Earl Spence gonna get? I don't know. God just gonna have to come down and just bless that nigga that night. I'm just being honest with you. Like, if God don't interfere with this fight, or some cosmic man, Crawford gonna beat the shit out of this nigga. Listen, Crawford gonna beat the shit out of this nigga again. It ain't no 50-50. I don't know this time. Okay, Earl Spence is gonna be a lot slower. His power is, and he can't afford to lose no fucking power. His power is not gonna be there. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna call it right now. I could be wrong. But this is something that I'm gonna be looking for. I suspect that Earl Spence, this fight at 154, I suspect that he may look a little, I don't know, because y'all say he getting that guy Blu-ray, and Blu-ray probably gonna make a difference in the camp, but Blu-ray can't get in there and fight for Spence, and Spence said so much shit that I know is bothering him. He said, man, you ain't gonna stop me on God. I bet you I don't stop me. And Crawford told the nigga, and when I stop you, they gonna say you was drained and you was at the weight class too long. And at the end of the day, bro, we know you was Terence Crawford easiest fight. You gotta eat all them words. All y'all fans gotta eat them words because y'all said this nigga ain't fought nobody. Yeah, now you see why. Because he make him look like nobody's. And if he ain't fought nobody, Earl Spence ain't shit. Based on that performance, except a nigga who had 3 belts. Gamboa performed better than that. Nigga, Crawford, that was it. Nigga, that shit was the easiest steal for an undisputed that I've ever seen in my life. Earl Spence is at the receiving end of that. Then he gonna activate his shit at 154 in December, like that's gonna change the fucking outcome. Like as if though whatever obstacles and hurdles Crawford must overcome moving up to 154, it ain't gonna be worse for fucking Earl Spence Jr. Use your fucking brain. And this is the worst part of it all. Earl Spence know how to lose now. This is the other worst part about it. Terence Crawford, the shit y'all talking about he got to download for 3 rounds and he's a slow starter in 4 rounds. I told you that nigga ain't no slow starter, man. I told y'all that. I said y'all, I don't know, he's slow. No, he's not. He's not a slow starter. He just be sitting there waiting on you to do some stupid shit and bust your ass in the mouth. Nigga put Earl Spence down in the fucking 2nd round. He's not a slow starter, man. You can't be stopping niggas 5 through 7 and that's a slow starter. You can't. That's not slow. That's not a slow start. Slow starter is Benavidez, Antonio Margarito. Niggas who just kind of feel their way around. Crawford don't. He do more than feeling himself, feeling around. He be smacking your ass. He just don't. He just don't do it in a. It just look progressively worse because he beat your ass systematically as he rolls downhill, similar to kind of how Floyd Mayweather did. It just got worse and worse and worse, and it gets worse and worse and worse. That doesn't mean Floyd is a slow starter. It just means that he's, like y'all say, downloading information, processing information. So now, what you think that this nigga Crawford got in his head about Earl Spence this fight? So he's already downloaded 9 rounds. This nigga had 9 rounds of data to collect and to realize that nigga ain't shit y'all niggas talking about. See, y'all can say what the fuck y'all think Earl Spence is and ain't gonna do and this, that, and the third. Now, I'm confident because I know Crawford knows what the fuck he is and ain't, regardless of what you niggas are talking about. I ain't got to guess no more. My prediction ain't no prediction. It's just a plug and play. If God don't intervene and see fit for Earl Spence, that's what I'm at with it. If God don't intervene, man, and Spence don't catch this nigga with a punch that he don't see coming, he gonna stop him in 5. He gonna stop his ass in fucking 5 rounds. You all right? So I'm gonna say this, and let me make sure I ain't out of juice yet. All right. So listen, this is what I'm gonna do real quick. Let me go get my charger. Let me take a break. Let me get the water. I know I've been cooking. I ain't going nowhere. It's a good night right before football, so I got time. We ain't going nowhere. Ain't no rush. You know, don't get bored. Don't log out on me, y'all. That's just the first half to conclude that shit, just to get my thoughts out. I'm finna go get this charger. Y'all roll your blunt up, smack your girl on the ass, or kiss your husband or boyfriend or whatever you got. Just take a little break, go piss, you know what I'm saying, and pause it, get your lunch, go to the microwave if you're on the work shift. I'm gonna keep you company for a little bit. This is what I'm gonna do. Let me go get my charger, and I'm gonna be right back. Let me go check on something. Let's say 15 minutes or less. So don't log out. Y'all communicate with each other, and we're gonna jump in. We're gonna talk about this Terence Crawford and his bogus bullshit on what I see for Canelo, because I got him whooping Canelo ass, but I'm gonna tell you why, and I want to talk about some shit. I'll be back. Give me 1 second, 15 minutes or less.
Something visual, so you in the head and made your own YouTube-based TV show. It's an array of IPAs and fighters on the road. Got a question? Put them in your comment section right below. Barbershop talk while you're sitting in your living room. Pacquiao, Mayweather, and we can't forget the bruise. Coming to you live with the scoops like a ladle. Allow me to introduce the Boxing Round Table. Yeah.
Rollo Jenkins, Boxologist, Zone 6, Dre, BT Pound, 78 Fight News, Blood Boxing, Blood Fists, Boxing Beats and Rhymes, Female Boxing Fan, Carter J, Pull Counter, Joker Boxing, D Styles, the whole YTBC.
visual, so you went ahead and made your own YouTube-based TV show. It's an array of IPAs and fighters on the road. Got a question? Put them in your comment section right below. Barbershop talk while you're sitting in your living room. Pacquiao, Mayweather, and we can't forget the bruise. Coming to you live with the scoops like a ladle. Allow me to introduce the boxing round table. Yeah.
Rollo Jenkins, Boxologist, Zone 6, Dre, BT Pound, 78 Fight News, Blood Boxing, Blood Fist, Boxing Beats and Rhymes, Female Boxing Fan, Carter J, Pull Counter, Joker Boxing, D Styles, the whole YTBC.
Break it down. Give me 5 people you're ready to fight right now.
Timothy Bradley, Paulie,
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, Devin Alexander, and whoever
Yeah.
the fans want to see.
Yeah. Listen, I told you give them something visual, so you went ahead and made your own YouTube-based TV show. It's an array of IPAs and fighters on the road. Got a question? Put them in your comment section right below. Barbershop talk while you're sitting in your living room. Pacquiao, Mayweather, and we can't forget the bruise. Coming to you live with the scoops like a ladle. Allow me to introduce the boxing round table. Yeah.
Rollo Jenkins, Zone 6, Dre, BT Pound, 78 Fight News, Blood Boxing, Blood Fist, Boxing Beats and Rhymes, Female Boxing Fan, Carter J, Pull Counter, Joker Boxing.
All right, we back in here. Hold on 1 second. Let me get. All right. So hold on. Let me get this straight. And we back in here. We're gonna cook on this Canelo. My thoughts on Canelo and Crawford real quick. Hold on for a second. Then I open it up for people so we can chop it up. Let me see how we're gonna do this. All right. Okay. So listen. All right. All right, let's make sure everybody's still in here. Let's shout out to everybody who in here. Let's get it cranked back up. Share the link. I ain't going nowhere. I just had to get some stuff straight real quick so we can keep going. I had to get my damn charger. All right, hold on. Man, am I the only one who drank vitamin water? Had to get me a vitamin water. Vitamin water is good as fuck. Let's see something. All right. So look. Now, to make this clear and apparent, I got Terence Crawford beating the shit out of Spence again. Everything that applies to Crawford as an obstacle moving up to 154 applies tenfold to Earl Spence, in my opinion. Crawford got the data on him, 9 rounds of it, so I know he's going to put it to good use. You guys say one of the things that Crawford does is he start off slow, allegedly, and there's opportunities for somebody to catch him when he's downloading information or processing information. We're not sure if Crawford is strong as he seems. Now all those answers have been answered. Okay, all those questions have been questioned and they've been put together, and the questions now have answers. All right, ain't no way around it. It makes sense now. Like I ain't mad at Earl Spence from a philosophical standpoint or a psychology standpoint to get his lick back. I mean, he's supposed to. He want to. But he's going to get himself hurt again. All right. Now, look. Let's do it like this. Now, I see a lot of nervous energy around Terence Crawford. A lot of hate. Some people that spooked. And some people that may be genuinely concerned about a proposed fight between Crawford and Canelo. Okay? Now, there's some disingenuous commentary that I kind of want to address and give a different perspective and an alternative perspective. That way, that's not the only perspective. It's not to knock nobody's perspective. It just if it's in opposition to your shit, nigga, it's just in opposition to your shit. It is what it is. It ain't knocking you. I'm just giving you my shit. All right. Now listen. First of all, I don't know what's all this fear about. Then of course the nigga gonna try to say it ain't no fear because niggas love to try to act like they ain't scared of shit. They just be fucking lying. You throw a spite on the floor and a whole bunch of niggas will jump up on the couch like a bitch. A rat come across the floor, a nigga jump up on the couch like a bitch. I don't want to hear all this shit about this macho machismo bullshit about you don't have fear. Nigga, you have fear. And there's this fear talk about like Terence Crawford going up to fight Canelo. Like, who the fuck is Canelo? Like, what is there this whole know about Crawford going up to fight Canelo? Y'all just trying to trick him. What the fuck is y'all niggas talking about? Who trying to trick Crawford into doing his job that he signed up to do, that he make millions in? What the fuck is y'all talking about, niggas? So let's start with this to make sure we clear on my position. First of all, Canelo definitely need to be fighting Benavidez. At this point, it's a dope. So all my Canelo fans out there, I know you guys tend to be like, hey, Canelo's proved himself. Canelo ain't got to do a goddamn thing. Yeah, that comes with like, two fights. You know, you beat somebody this historical, or you beat somebody and you cool and you good. Yeah, I give you a fight or two off to do what it is you want to do. But we passed that shit now. It's time for the nigga to fight goddamn Benavidez. It ain't a lifetime achievement award that we give you because you fought a couple of good niggas. Then that means you ain't got to do a goddamn thing ever again but just cherry pick. No. Canelo fans, that's not how the fuck this go. Okay? That's not how the fuck this go at all. I like Canelo, but I don't like Canelo that goddamn much. Okay? Canelo ain't this end-all, be-all to boxing. Now, he is for niggas like Andrade, and he is for niggas like the Charlos for some reason, but that's on them niggas. That's how we got this fight now. That's on them niggas. I'm not knocking Canelo. Listen, let me tell you something. I am not knocking Canelo for fighting these guys who wants to fight him. Okay? Because y'all say he don't fight them guys. Then when he do fight these guys, y'all say, no, somebody else. That shit is confusing to me too. Y'all been wanting to fight him, want him to fight Charlo for years, and only give me this shit about it's too late because you niggas waiting on Mayweather. You niggas waiting on Mayweather to do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. So I don't want to hear this shit about it's too late. You niggas waited on Earl Spence, and you say, oh no, Earl Spence did exactly what he said he gonna do. A 5-year loop around just to get to Crawford. So I don't want to hear that shit. Don't want to hear that shit. Okay? The fight is on. Charlo got the fight. He talking about fighting the other Charlo. This is a fight that's overdue, so I don't want to hear that shit. Okay? Charlo wanted to fight it. I thought Charlo should have stayed at 154 and fought Crawford. That's what I thought. But Charlo has his own plan, his own career plans, own career goals, and what he want to do for himself. And he has the right to do that. And Canelo has the same right to do that. Them two come together, and they decided to have a fight amongst each other. Charlo versus Canelo. They both decided that. You guys should support that because you've been asking for the Charlo fight for the longest. You guys keep saying that this man don't fight black fighters. Come on now. And he's over here with Al Heyman under a black man, black leadership. Al Heyman with the PBC for 3 fights. So I don't want to hear this shit about wrong side of the street. He ain't doing what he's supposed to do. If he want these fights, he needs to sign with this person. He's over there with PBC. And you guys said he's supposed to be fought Jamel and Jamal and Andrade before Benavidez. You guys been said that. So this is a fight that's overdue. Okay? Now, do I want to see him fight Benavidez as opposed to Jamel? Absolutely. Absolutely. In my world, this is what I envisioned. Let me say this now. I'm going to tell you right now. I want to see, or wanted to see, Crawford versus Zoo or Mel at 154. Depending on how bad he whooped Earl Spence. Now, I knew he was going to whoop Earl Spence bad, but you cannot take away the rematch clause. So it didn't matter if Crawford wanted to fight Mel anyway. Crawford got a rematch clause and the obligation to Earl Spence. Y'all boy. So to me, it was either rematch with Earl Spence or go up and fight Zoo and Charlo. So those were the 3 options for me anyway. So I'm not just so pressed that he didn't fight Mel, which I would have liked that, but I'm okay. So meanwhile, while Earl Spence is pressing his rematch at 154, rightfully so. Who won't smoke? Man, BFT, I don't. Is he asking for me specifically, or he just won't smoke with some? Man, I don't fuck with BFTB, man, because I ain't got time for all that shit, man. Nigga pausing a nigga, cutting a nigga off. He need to get this genuine, regular work. I'm not going over there to them niggas shit because they're wasting my time. You know what I'm saying? Now that you mention it, I might look in just to be in the. But if he ain't talking about me specifically, or he don't want to have a conversation with me specifically, I'm not going over there. I appreciate the drop though. Drop the link zone. He won't smoke. I don't. Oh, drop the link with me. Hold on. Let me see. BFT drop the link. Drop the link zone. He won't smoke. Okay, so you saying he dropped the link on his channel or something? What is he explaining? We already know what the idiot said. What is the idiot has said that he picked Terence Crawford to lose and he was wrong. What else is there to fucking say besides him putting up spreadsheets and talking about some shit he lying about that he know behind the scenes, and we know he don't know nothing about what's going on behind the scenes. BFTV can't fucking fight none of these niggas, and he ain't no boxer. Man, fuck BFTV. Ain't nobody stopping shit for that fucking nigga. He cool or whatever on his channel, but the nigga gotta come somewhere. He gotta come out of that shit. I already proved that before, and I know how he get down. He gotta come off that shit because they like to delete shit and hide shit when they wrong, so you can't record it. I'm not fucking with no goddamn BFTV. He can bring his bitch ass over here and get this work, because we don't do all that muting and pausing and shit over here. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Ain't nobody finna go over. I'm not definitely going over there. If you saying he won't, if you heard he want to interact with me, he can come over here. I'm cool with that, because I already went abroad on them niggas shit and moonwalked on their ass. I'm not finna fuck with them deleting ass, bitch ass niggas over there that's always crying instead of just saying, look, man, the nigga Spence got his ass whooped. I'm cool, whatever. It ain't no big deal. I'm not finna do that. So back to the lecture at hand. Now, but however, I'm always down for a little trouble. So I might still fuck with it after I get done with what I'm getting done with. Canelo. I want Canelo to fight Benavidez, but he signed with PBC. That's a step in the right direction. He has 3 fights. 2 of those are apparently the Charlo twins. Big Charlo is not in the position because he has some litigation issues going on that he got to get kind of cleaned up. It's just not Canelo's fault. Just not Canelo's fault. Now I'm not saying Jamel is fucked up for that because that's a whole different type of situation. You know what I'm saying with his personal life, and that's something that's different. Now a nigga out here drinking and horn and it's causing him to get his ass whooped. Now that's a different story, but yeah, that's that man's family. I wouldn't really hold that against him, but he got to wait for a minute. And I like Maul better of the two twins anyway, and I think Maul has a shot at busting Canelo shit wide open, but not right now because he's just been too inactive. But however, Crawford seems interested in the fight. Now I'm gonna say this. It's real simple. I'm not worried about Maul, Mel, Benavidez for Canelo. I'm not worried about that. Those dimensions and those structural body types and phenotypes don't fare well against Canelo. Now, the body and structure and skill set that does, Cotto, Lara, Mayweather, Austin Trout, those guys of that caliber, smaller, Cotto starting from 140, Mayweather starting from 130, Lara 147, smaller 154 pounder, Austin Trout 154 pounder. Those are the guys that give Canelo more trouble. That rangy, sleek, ability to dart in and out type fighter will give Canelo issues. And Crawford fits that bill. Now, I'm not going to break it down too much right now because I understand the weight respect. I need to see Crawford against Earl Spence, not to suggest that Earl Spence is going to prepare you for Canelo Alvarez. It's just that I definitely need to lay eyes. I trust but verify. I need to lay eyes on the performance, his body structure, his approach toward 154. And 154, 160, 168, those are all middleweights to me. They just shucking or jiving whether they want to be lower or light. Because technically, really, man, you take away 154 and 168, man, these guys all should be at 160. That's the median weight, right? Between the two weight classes, right? That's the median weight. So I think that Crawford, long arms, power in both hands, IQ, switch hitting ability, lateral movement, ability to fight on the outside, and Terence Crawford might be the greatest mid-range fighter, man, I've seen in a long time, man. That nigga can fight in that mid-range. Yes, better than Canelo. I don't give a fuck what weight class it is. He's better in the mid-range than Canelo. Canelo sometimes gets stuck in the mud. And Bomac said that. He said, man, that nigga feet. See, so they already let me know that that's a big weakness. When you say, oh, man, that nigga feet, oh, that nigga weak, oh, that nigga slow, man, those are some big, that nigga chin. Those are some big discrepancies. Those are some massive holes in a fight. Everybody know Amir Khan probably one of the greatest boxers that never was because of what big problem? His fucking chin. If Amir Khan had Marvin Hagler or Canelo chin or Mayweather defense, man, nobody wouldn't beat no goddamn Amir Khan. We already know that. I bring up Amir Khan because Amir Khan is another one, 135. Gave Canelo hell for 6 rounds until he couldn't. Mayweather beat him. Lara had controversy with him. Austin Trout controversy. Cotto was kind of in there. You understand what I'm saying? Shane Mosley didn't really do too bad. You understand what I'm saying? So Crawford is longer, rangier, more athletic, more powerful than all of those guys. I mean, he definitely got more punching power than Mayweather. Definitely got more punching power than Cotto, Lara, Amir Khan. And he's faster. And he's already beat Amir Khan to let you know what that be about. And I'm talking about Crawford beat Amir Khan. Don't get it twisted. It was beating him to the punch. So I just see Crawford having the ability to beat him on the outside, beat him at mid-range, I have the same questions about inside for Canelo. I do have the same questions I had for Spence, but now that he's dog walk Spence, it's a wrap. It's over. Okay, that's concluded. Let him get the rematch out the way. I believe that Crawford will stop the guy in 5 rounds because, like I said, whatever elements and hurdles that Crawford have to deal with moving up from 147 to 154 is going to be multiplied by times 10 for Spence. If there's a speed reduction, multiply that by 10 for Crawford. If there's a foot speed reduction, power reduction, a lethargic feeling, it's going to land at Earl Spence's feet before it lands at Terence Crawford. And even if Terence Crawford feel the effects of that, all those things, all those hurdles, everything that go along with moving up, then Earl Spence is too. They both had trouble making the weight, squeezing down to 147. So they both are going to be more comfortable at 154. It's just that I don't like how Spence snapped back, like I said, like he going on a fucking girls trip. I don't like that shit. He's already puffy. He's already bloated. His belly is already big. And he's already enjoying himself. And then this nigga got to fight, talking about in December. And then this nigga got to get past Halloween and Thanksgiving. Man, you think I trust this nigga, Earl Spence, with Thanksgiving? Listen, they're going to fight in December, so they're going to do it before Christmas. Man going to have Christmas on his mind. This man going to have, he going to eat Thanksgiving. You know how he is with his family. Then Halloween, I don't know what kind of candy Earl Spence going to eat. I ain't fucking with Earl Spence, man. Earl Spence going to get his ass whooped again. I'm telling you, he's going to get his ass whooped again. He's going to get stopped in 5. He's going to get stopped in 5. And that's what I'm waiting on to kind of see, because Crawford's no longer at welter. 40 and 47 is welter. He's going to dive into middleweight. 54 and 68 is just bullshit divisions for niggas who try to play small and a nigga who just want to eat an extra steak or two. 68, but truth be told, all these son of a bitches should be 160. It shouldn't be no 154 and 168. That's a bullshit. Nigga, either you light heavy or you middle or you welter. All that shit in between is just for shits and giggles and to get a transitional look at a motherfucker as they go up. And Spence is finna be put in the dirt. Crawford gonna ascend, and Crawford has a chance with Canelo. So now, I want to address, because it's still too early to break down the skill set. But if I'm going to do it right now, based on what I've seen between the two, I got Crawford better mid-range game than Canelo. I got him better on the back foot game. Front foot, I'm going to get at Canelo. I think both are great body punchers, but I'm going to get at Canelo. Power, I think it's equal. I'm going to be honest with you, because Crawford can bust your shit from both hands. But I do like the levels of punching powers. I think Canelo has great punching power to the head and to the body. I think his head and body attack is a little bit more powerful than what Crawford has. But however, I think Crawford has speed by a long shot and range by a long shot. If Crawford just fight on the back foot and at mid-range and set those trap and counterpunch Canelo's going to have an issue, very big issue. Especially if Crawford starts to hurt him. And I don't know what's up with this Crawford thing, but Crawford just clearly has power at this point. It's not tap, play power. He has one punch knockout power in both hands. He has flash knockdown power in both hands. He got knockout and flash knockdown power in his combination throwing. And the dude got an accumulation of power attack that can break you down systematically over the fight. So he's not like Keith Thurman where he's over anxious to hit you with his power. He's not like Shane Mosley where they got them fast twitch muscles in Berto and Zab Judah where it's just they trying to hit a home run and it's over. No, Crawford will systematically break your ass down. And if Canelo think he gonna sit there all day with them concrete Vans on and beat the shit out of Crawford, man, y'all got this shit all the way fucked up. Crawford is going to whoop the grand piss out of Canelo. I'm going to tell you exactly what you're going to see. You're going to see Crawford look bigger than what this what's going to happen. I'm telling you right now what's going to happen. Crawford going to get absolutely strong as hell and really be able to eat and really come up with a plan to get powerful and stay speedy. And what's going to happen is he's going to look massive. Crawford is you. People gonna be like, God, you gonna think he on some shit because 160. Crawford is going to look massive, man, and he's going to be longer and lankier than Canelo, and you're going to see the difference. You're gonna see a lanky, lean guy against a blocky, stocky guy. It ain't gonna work out for Canelo. Canelo ain't Mike Tyson. He don't have that come in. If Canelo fought like Castano, see, Castano would be a problem for Crawford to me. A Tank Davis would be a problem to Crawford for me. Canelo? Oh, hell no, man. Hell no. That's just at first glance. Plus, Crawford lives the fighter lifestyle, man. All right, but that's just very, very tentative, very hypothetical. Now, only thing I would say is this, and I'm telling you right now, as long as Crawford I feel like Crawford should do this to make sure no stone is left unturned and we don't need Canelo to pull no bullshit. Test Canelo the entire fight. If Crawford tests Canelo, Canelo's in trouble. I'm not implying nothing. I'm not saying that, but Canelo have a tendency to find himself eating tainted meat. So what we want to make sure is that you be aware if you eating tainted meat, because we don't want to ruin the fight. So we want random blood and urine test for Canelo, for his safety, and for Crawford and his safety. So that way nobody can say, yo, Canelo ate some tainted tacos and Crawford got steroids in his chicken. So I don't want to hear that shit. Because when Crawford swell up and get big and still have that length with a little bit more muscle on him, that nigga gonna look like Clubber Lane, bro. He gonna beat the grand piss out of Canelo. It's gonna be probably one of when the fight get closer and closer, people gonna start to change. They gonna still favor Canelo, but they gonna start kind of thinking like, no, man, Crawford ain't nothing to fuck around with. You gonna start getting doubts. But Crawford is going to whoop Canelo the way Mayweather damn near should have did it. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna look like Mayweather Laura, but way cleaner. Way clear. It's gonna look like. I'm gonna tell you the three fights that's gonna merge. Crawford gonna look like Amir Khan because we already know Crawford is faster than Amir Khan and got better time than Amir Khan. We already saw them fight, and we saw what Amir Khan did to Canelo. Right? We saw that. He won 4 out of the 6 rounds, whooping on Canelo's shit. Okay? Now, Crawford, it's going to be Khan, Mayweather, and Laura mixed. And that's what's going to happen. Those are the same body types that Crawford got. But Crawford is way better than all 3 of those niggas. Yes, better than fucking Mayweather. Not necessarily pretty boy, but he's better than Money Mayweather. He's better than Amir Khan. He already beat Amir Khan. And he's better than Laura. And he got the same dimensions. Canelo is going to have deja vu when he fight Crawford, except this time he going to get his ass hurt. And I'm going to say this. Do not, outside of Benavidez, do not be surprised if over the next few fights Canelo that he takes, Canelo start hitting the canvas. Listen what I'm telling you now. And this including Charlo, Jamal, and if it's Crawford or if it's Benavidez, do not be surprised Canelo next 4 to 5 fights, you start seeing some stanky leg action, some goddamn rag top action, some goddamn Tootsie Roll action from Canelo. I'm telling you right now, he's getting closer and closer to these fast twitch muscle guys that can crack. And I'm glad because that Mel is going to prepare you for Crawford. Maul is going to prepare you for Crawford. No doubt about that. But don't be surprised if some chunks start coming out of Canelo's ass. And Crawford meet him right at the time where he living the fighter lifestyle, get his man blood and urine tests for steroids, and then he'll fought Mel and Maul. Don't think it ain't. I'm telling you, some chunks is finna start coming out of Canelo ass fighting these type of fighters. Okay? Glad that Benavidez and Andrade is finna fight. I hope Benavidez kill that motherfucker. And I like what Benavidez is doing because he's staying active, beating up other people that should be beat the fuck up as opposed to waiting on Canelo. So Andrade finna get cashed the fuck out by Benavidez. I got him beating the shit out of him. Now, it's some people that probably are genuinely concerned about Crawford for some reason. That's respectable for now. I understand it. I can rock with that. Some of you niggas are spooked. For what? It's way too early. I don't know what you're spooked for. Some of you niggas are just here to hate because you want Earl Spence to win. You wanted Earl. See, y'all niggas wanted Earl Spence to fight Canelo. Remember when y'all was talking like that? Remember when y'all niggas was talking like that? Don't act like you forgot, niggas. Remember when you was talking about Earl Spence? He sold this, he sold that. He could fight Canelo. Remember? So why can't Terence Crawford? Why you niggas is why Terence Crawford can't get that work? Why can't he get that big payday? Huh? Because Earl Spence ain't finna win this fight. So if you thinking some shit finna happen that ain't gonna happen, it just ain't gonna happen. It is what it is. Ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Alright? So I don't know if Terence Crawford cut this fear shit, cut this hate shit, this spooked shit, this genuine concern shit. Man, a grown ass man with a boxing career. He older than some of y'all. The man is a multimillionaire. Ain't nobody trying to trick Crawford into an ass whooping like you niggas trick Spence into an ass whooping. Ain't nobody doing what y'all niggas did to Spence to fucking Crawford. You understand what I'm saying? I just don't want to hear that shit, man. I don't want to hear that bullshit. Don't want to hear it. So, also, I'm gonna say this. Let me see something. I'm gonna drop this link just in case y'all want to chat it up for a few. While I got you here, let me drop this link. Y'all been listening to me for long enough. And I ain't gonna hold the link up here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna scour the YouTube land and see what these guys talking about. There's the link there. I don't know. Okay, now while we wait on that link and see if some people could jump in and give their opinion, all are welcome, of course. But this Shakur Stevenson shit and Devin Haney shit, man, that shit just content. Man, ain't nobody, man, Shakur Stevenson, man, what the fuck? Man, Devin Haney doing this thing, man. Ain't nobody checking for no Shakur Stevenson. What the fuck really going on? You know what I'm saying? What's really going on? Like, it ain't really nothing to talk about. These niggas are bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing to talk about. So, in short, and to sum it up, man, I got Crawford whooping Canelo and Spence. I think he beat Spence, stop him in 5. And I think he catch a couple of fights. Like Zoo would be another one. If he beats Spence, I would like to see him beat Zoo and then transition up to 160. Maybe you could fight Danny Garcia or Erslan De Lara at 160 to kind of prepare you for the jump to 168. And take your time and see what it is. Or at least get Spence and Zoo out the way at 154. And then if you wanted to jump up 2 weight classes, I can understand that. Because Zoo would be okay for a preparation fight. I don't know. I really would like to see him against Castano because I think Castano will really prepare the nigga for a fight. Or something. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. I wish Berlanga like 160. Or shit, maybe Crawford can fight Ali's son, grandson. That'd be kind of interesting or something. I don't know. But let's see what Crawford does and see how it turn out. But I got Crawford whooping his ass, stopping Earl Spence in 5, knockout of the year this time. I think he jump up. If he do fight Canelo at 168, I think he whoops Canelo right now as a UD. And I think he touched the canvas, but we'll see. I got it UD right now. Now, this Shakur Stevenson and Frank Martin, That's a good fight. That's a good fight. I ain't really got nobody ain't nothing too much going on with Shakur except he just need to put in the work to fight. Ain't too much going on with Frank Martin except he just need to fucking fight. Like all that chasing Devin Haney shit, I'm not impressed with. It ain't really nothing to talk about. Devin Haney doing his thing. Devin Haney's been undisputed. He's undisputed. He got my respect. I'm not finna disrespect the man because a nigga like Shakur Stevenson want to come up and impress people. Nigga, fight just like you doing. Fight Frank Martin. Just like Benavidez is doing, you do the same thing. If you ain't doing that shit, I don't really want to hear nothing else, man. I ain't really getting into the who duck who. My prediction is Crawford beat the shit out of Spence. Crawford beat the shit out of Canelo. Canelo gonna stop fucking Mel. Andrade finna get his ass stopped by Benavidez in about 5. You see what I'm saying? I'm looking at that shit. This Fury and Donga fight. That's a strange one. That's a real one. Tyson Fury trying to show that he just the biggest. He trying to show he the real big man of every sport. That's really what he trying to do. He just trying to show you niggas that he really he the big man. You know what I'm saying? He the big man. He ain't fucking around. So, man, that's all I got right here, man. I ain't got nothing else. I ain't gonna hold you guys up too long. It's 8:00, damn near, or on the eastern side. We got some football tomorrow. I'm probably gonna stay up tomorrow night after the Thursday night game. No, I'm gonna have to do it before the game, burn some time. I'm trying to think what I got tomorrow. Is Thursday, right? I got some practice, got football practice, and yeah, I'll be home. So I'm gonna end up finding one up specifically about football tomorrow, and then I'm gonna be on the rhythm because we gotta talk other sports. Like I said, I keep jumping on. I prioritize boxing because boxing is our first love, and that's what y'all know me for. And been cooking on the Stephen A. Smith and the ESPN stuff, moving real quick. I also like the It Is What It Is, man. Cameron and Mace. I'm finna go listen to some of that shit right now here in a minute. But tomorrow, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set one because when you guys like it when I set it, it's gonna be fantasy football talk and football talk tomorrow. I talk about my league or leagues and my draft. Hold on for a second. Come here. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna do one on football, fantasy football tomorrow. I got that kind of time, so we're gonna see. Yeah, we're gonna do it like that. Other than that, man, that's all I got, man. I put the link in. Nobody click it. I guess y'all are all listened out for me. That's 1 hour and 40 something minutes. It's all cool. So shout out. Let me go through these, man. Caesar, I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. M Stacks. Sheldon Moore. Butch, I see you in here. Lisa in the building. Sheldon, I see you again. Sheldon, I see you in there. The OG Bruce Gas stopped by. He wanted to listen today. I appreciate that. Yes, sir. Yeah. And then I see my boy M Stacks. He's telling what's up, Lisa. Good interaction in here. My boy The Fix. I don't know if Phil at work or what. Biggest ass whooping I seen in an undisputed fight. Yeah, it was. Okay, my boy UGC Flame. Crawford has the better jab. Big Phil love them jabs. So we already know that shit ain't gonna. Yeah, it's gonna be a problem. Hypno came in a little later. That's my guy. We're all in the chat. 913. What's up, bro? I see you. It is what it is. And Lisa got a good one. I prefer Charlo fight Tim Zoo. Bud go up and fight Charlo. Canelo fight Benavidez. I kind of agree with that, but they doing it out of order. And then this is an overdue fight. And then Blood, obviously in the building. We know he hiding his name as Retro Boxing and Documentaries. But we know the nigga is Blood with the towel on his head, smoking cigarettes. I don't know why he trying to come in here and pretend like he's some kind of history teacher. He really don't know shit about boxing. I don't know what he be doing. Somebody get Blood his meds. I don't know what he's talking about. But Blood says Jamel say Crawford need to fight Boots. He always telling Crawford, yeah, he is, man. Blood, that motherfucker always. I get back messing with Blood in a minute, but Blood got a good point. He always telling that man where he need, like he goddamn his manager. Man, Mel's stupid, man. Mel's slow. That nigga he just emotional, man. That's where he gonna get his ass knocked out. That's for the end though. Y'all do know it's September the 6th, right? Y'all do realize that Mel better be in here training. Like, while we talking, he better be training because he's finna get his ass whipped. All right? My boy Hype Loader OG. Mike, I see you. I see you in here. What's up, boy? Butch in here again. Retro in here again. Oh, God. Yeah, let me see. Butch. Yep, I see y'all in here. Yeah, see, I told you, man. Blood know better. Trying to hide in here. Talking about like he a goddamn history teacher. Man, this ain't no goddamn history class, man. I don't want to hear, man, about no goddamn historical fighters, man, when them niggas had them Pampers on and shit like that, man. Nobody don't want to. You need to get up with the times, man. You hear me, old nigga? Hey, man, you hear me, old nigga? You know how you Blood say, you little nigga, you hear me, little nigga? You hear me, little nigga? So I'm finna say, you hear me, old nigga? You need to get up with the times, my nigga. You need to get more on Instagram and Facebook. And I want to see you TikToking and shit. That's what I want to see you do, Blood. We don't want to hear about the good classic days of boxing, man. We don't want to hear about that shit. We want to hear about Yellow Beezy and all the shit. Man, can you give us documentaries on that kind of shit? Purse splits and like who went with who back in the day and like how much coke did these guys do? That's the shit we looking from you. We don't want to hear nothing about these classic fucking fights, man. Wildcard, what the fuck is that? We don't want to hear that shit. We want to hear you talk about Adrian Broner trunks. We want to hear about man, Blood do a documentary on Yellow Beezy licking in Earl Smith's ear, man. I throw the computer screen out the goddamn man, I see Blood come on here talking about purse splits and shit, man. I'm gonna throw this shit out the Western name, man. I'm like, oh man, somebody don't hack this account. That can't be Blood talking about purse splits and shit. Nah, man. Nah, we don't do that kind of shit. We understand that it is a we understand that it comes into the fold. And he said he got one of them. Oh, little Wayne dreads falling in. Them bitches falling out. All the Wayne tripping, man. He getting old in the motherfucker. But you know, the nigga been rapping since he was 15 and been on them drugs since 1998. The nigga damn near, I think he's a couple of years older than me. I think he's 80s, baby. He's like 82. Yeah, his ass getting old. I guess I entertain y'all some more. This is what I'm gonna do. Somebody asked me. They said, "Hey, oh man, Mike's. Oh man, what? Hold on for a second. One time before I get out of here, I'm gonna go cause some trouble. Hey man, rest in peace, Mike Stafford, man. Damn." Hey, man, see, that's another thing, man. We getting old, man. It's, you know, I remember being 20-something jumping on YouTube. Now I'm 30-something. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I'm finna cross over to them big 4-0s. I remember when Blood was 40. I remember when Blood was on this shit when he was 40. You know what I'm saying? And now Blood is every bit of 69. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, time go by fast. I don't know if y'all knew that, but Blood was a young old nigga on this shit. Blood, if you can remember, man, y'all need to go back and look at this shit, man. What the fuck? Man, Blood used to come on that porch, man, down in that hot ass Florida shit with the screen door and shit, man, and smoking cigarette. I think at the time, I think Blood might have been living with his mama at the time because it looked like one of everybody got that uncle that stay with the grandma and they cut grass and then they get to make videos and play and shit all day. Blood that uncle, you know what I'm saying? He usually like, your dad is the oldest or your mom is older and Blood is the young uncle that's kind of close to everybody. He's like the youngest of the generation before y'all, but if you're the oldest of the new generation, y'all kind of close. Like, so it'd be like a 10-year gap. Like your dad might be 20 years older than you, you know what I'm saying? And Blood might be the younger brother. Your dad might used to put the nigga in headlocks and shit and beat the nigga up and all that kind of shit. And, he's the cool young uncle. You know what I'm saying? The one that's 7 of 7. So it'd be like a 10-year, 15-year gap. So, your dad might be 20, but, when you was born, that nigga was like 9 already. You see what I'm saying? He just the youngest, he just 9. So he's just like 9, 10 years older than you, maybe 12 or 11. They say 12 or 11 years older. He might be a 72 nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga born in 72, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? One of them niggas close to being born in 68, 70, 72. Blood one of them 68, 72, 74 niggas, right? His mama used to put him on bell bottoms and shit. See, Blood got to wear bell bottoms and shit. A lot of us, we ain't fuck with none of that shit. I know these new niggas weird, but nigga, we ain't had them tight ass bell bottoms on with an open ass shirt, collar, your fro picked out and shit, all that Vaseline on your face. A lot of you old niggas talk about how hard you niggas was, but you niggas around here skating at the skate ring and shit, bullshitting, picking up the high school girls after your niggas graduated. You know what I'm saying? So I know Blood wouldn't do nothing like that, but I'm just talking about his old ass generation, his partners. So yeah, man, Blood, this is just Blood appreciation right now, Yeah, he used to wear the towel on his head. He can't smoke cigarettes. The little uncle, they can't smoke cigarettes in the house with grandma because grandma not having that shit. So, Blood had to smoke his cigarettes out on the front porch. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it in the South. You don't disrespect your mama, which would be, in my case, grandma, right? Because he like my older brother, younger brother. Just giving y'all the scenario. So, nigga like 10 years, 11 years older than me. You know what I'm saying? And, the nigga stay with grandma. He cut the grass and help grandma with the groceries. And he's always telling everybody what's going on with grandma. And, he good uncle. He got the PlayStation and shit at the house, too. He play the games with y'all. And, you go outside with him. You hang with, 20-year-olds and he's 30-year-old uncle. He's just that nigga. And that's what Blood is, man. And that's why we like Blood. He that big uncle, that could give you some insight. As long as he keep the grass cut now. As long as he keep them groceries, grandma need help with the groceries and keep everybody, in the loop. When grandma, cooking, for Thanksgiving and everybody gonna come over for Thanksgiving, Blood make the call. He write down the schedule and shit and be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Zone coming over, Lisa coming over, mom, what else you need me to go do? He the uncle that pushed the buggy around when grandma shopping. See what I'm saying? He get grandma in the car, take grandma to get the meds and stuff, make sure grandma's straight. He keep everybody informed on what's going on. And when grandma good and straight, then he get some playtime. And that's when Blood used to come out, smoke his cigarette, wrap his head up, and talk shit on the porch. Because he can't do all that cussing inside the house, right? Y'all know he can't. He can't do all that damn cussing inside the house. Grandma be like, boy, get you. Now remember, they hit mama, but it's our grandma. So grandma tell him, boy, you better stop all that fuss. And if he, he can't say that because if he say something, then my daddy, his big brother, gonna come beat him up and shit. You know how the family gonna whoop his ass. So he stay in pocket. Good, cool uncle, man. Cool uncle. Feed the cats, feed the dogs, keep the possums away and shit like that. And he the one, he might teach you how to, he might show you where to drink it. He might be like, hey man, you got some pussy yet and shit like that. Yeah, man. Hyplo right with his ass. See, what people don't know, Hyplo think he exempt from his shit too. And I'm gonna let y'all go, but I'm just talking about these niggas and how Hype-Lo and how old these two motherfuckers is. So we gonna pay respect to you, but we gonna talk about how old your ass is too. The Hype-Lo is the cousin. You know what I'm saying? He the cousin motherfucker. You know, you know, this motherfucker, he was Dada Supreme. He the one who had the two-tone do-rags and shit. You know, Hype-Lo was the one that was just a step behind. You know what I'm saying? Like Hype-Lo, nobody wear two-tone do-rags no more, man. Hype-Lo, take off your jersey. Hype-Lo, why you got your shit on backwards? Like, this ain't crisscross days. So him and Blood, you know, y'all gotta be patient with them too. Because sometimes, you know, like I said, it's the uncle is 11 years older than you, that stay with grandma, okay? And Hype-Lo is the cousin that come over, and him and Blood, you like to see them two niggas argue about shit all the time. And that's how you learn. See, like they talking in the comment section. See, they talk, and then you learn something, because these two, Hype-Lo with the two-tone do-rags on, Blood with the towel around his head, they both passing a cigarette back and forth. They got us looking out to make sure grandma don't come out on the porch. See what I'm saying? That's how they do. And we get to listen to them talk about cool shit. Okay, Blood finna start talking some shit about history. Okay, yeah. What you say, old nigga? Huh? What you say? I ain't listening to none of you old niggas. And as I believe he said, I ain't listening to none of you young niggas. But I'm not listening to none of you old niggas, man. I ain't finna mess with y'all. No, I'm just joking though, man. Every time I see Blood and Hype-Lo, I like messing with them. But no, all jokes aside, that's my thoughts. Those are my opinions. Shout out to Blood, Hype-Lo, Lisa, everybody, UG Flame that came out, Phil Walker, and absolutely Hype-Lo though does great. He knows his stuff. Blood knows his stuff, and I would expect them to never talk about trunks and bullshit like that. I always gotta listen to those guys, and I try to tailor some of my history runs around kind of what they put out there. Because one thing about it, man, what I like when Blood do that, or Hype-Lo or Beats or anybody, instead of always just kind of talking about this new shit, it's good to talk about the old shit, man. And I say that because everybody gets to dive down into the project. That's why I like when Blood does his projects, because what happens is Blood when he did his Wildcott documentary, now you hear everybody saying that Wildcott is a top welterweight boxer. And that's just what it is. So when Blood does those documentaries, we pay attention. Like, he brought Donald Curry and Mark Breland, and he brought that whole, like, if you knew who they were, you knew who they were. But Blood brought it down and broke down the motherfucking timeline, and it just be good, man. And I wish Hype-Lo would stop bullshitting, going around fucking with folks, and do his fight series, man. See, I like when he does. I like when Hype-Lo, because I got to appreciate it, because I had to do this bare knuckle research, man, with Mace and all them kind of figs, man, and Mama. Like, dude, them mother, hey, Patty Ryan, that bare knuckle shit was dope, man. And I like when Hype-Lo does that. It's interesting. But I hope those guys do that, because I'm always listening and always lurking and doing my thing. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do the football thing tomorrow. We got to do that. Oh, yeah, Marlon Starr and Curly. Yeah, Blood. That's a classic from Blood. Everybody know that. That shit is just that and that Wildcott shit, man. Yeah. And I know he's working on something else. I don't even want to know what it is. I just like to see the shit pop up and be like, oh God, I'm finna. I just watch it and clean up. You know what I'm saying, or do something productive. But I guess I'd go over here and cause trouble. I guess y'all, I'm gonna see if I can go over here and fuck with BFTB just for shits and giggles if y'all want me to. But I'm finna get ready to shut it down, man. That's it. We had 2 hours. So I'm going with BFTB, going there, cause some trouble, and see what he's talking about. If he's talking about something that I want to Oh yeah, I know, Blood. I know you got something coming. I ain't gonna. I don't even want to know. I just want to watch it because it'd be so. Because if you tell me what it is, what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm not gonna be able to wait. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start doing research with you. I want to do research after, right? I want to do this research after. So let me see something. Let me see what this guy talking about. I want to see if I should go over here for a second or do something else. Hold on. Nah, I ain't finna fuck with that shit, man. He talking about Frank Martin and they talking about who ducking who and all that. They talking about that. I thought he was talking about this Crawford shit. I was gonna get on there and fuck with him about his pick. Anyway, that's it for me. 2 hours is enough for y'all. Hopefully I got you through a quarter or a third of your shift or a ride or whatever it is, Zone 6, I'll be back tomorrow, but it's gonna be football talk, fantasy football talk in lieu or before the game. Kansas City versus Detroit, man. Who y'all got? Travis Kelce hyperextended his knee, so that's gonna be an issue, and we're gonna talk about all that. Hopefully, I can get Phil ass in here. I'm gonna call him after this. See if he's gonna be available. So, all right, buddy. This was Zone 6. I'm out.